Good evening. Live. Yeah, I think so. Live from Melbourne, Florida. It's Saturday night and good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. We put the link for our panel tonight in the chat. Hopefully we'll get a nice turnout. There it is. You guys keep me awake. I've been dragging all day. I've done nothing today but sit around and not good. But here I am, and here you are, 43 of you already. I suppose that's okay. And I have not been watching YouTube. I have not been watching the news. Been watching movies all day and working on the computer. So I am out of it. I don't know what's going on in the world. I will assume most of it is just more propaganda. I did today, I think it was yesterday I saw it. I found the video, and the title of the video was, "Don't buy these 10 brands of coffee." Okay, so out of curiosity, I watched it. And let's see. Starbucks was on the list. Folgers was on the list. A lot of very popular coffee. And what really got me was the McCafe. And especially the McCafe in the K-Cups like I was using. I mean, if you believed everything they said in that video, you wouldn't go near the stuff. You wouldn't even want to walk by a trash can that somebody had thrown the empty K-Cup in. That stuff's so bad. Needless to say, whether it was correct or not, it kind of makes you think. And you can't unsee these things, which is why I hate to watch all these YouTube videos. So it just reinforced my view that basically everything is a fraud and a scam in this world and propaganda. Okay, so I said today, what's the alternative? So at the end of this video, they had, I think, the names of 4 of what they considered legitimate, clean, good coffee with nothing, no microplastics, no carcinogens, no nothing. So I, of course, went and said, like everybody else who sees these things and can't unsee that, I said, well, I'm going to check them out. So I went and started looking online for some of these coffees, and I found one on Amazon. Of course, it costs 2 or 3 times as much as the Amazon's own brand that I'm using, but I can't imagine, and I'm not deluding myself into thinking that that's fine coffee. But something came up in the descriptions of these 4 coffees that you should buy, and I didn't bother to see if there was any links or any affiliate commissions or anything, but it could have been. There's got to be a reason why people try to steer you towards a certain product. But one thing that they talked about a lot was what they call fair traded coffee. Do you know what that means? Fair traded coffee. Okay. Well, I thought I knew what it meant, but I didn't exactly know. So of course I looked it up. Now it's another thing. When you look up something on Google, you have just as much odds of getting some propaganda instead of the truth anyway. But I looked it up, and it said that smaller coffee growers got together and formed this organization. And they adhere to certain rules and practices. No child labor, a fair wage for the farmers. It's like a big growers co-op. And on paper and in theory, it sounds great. It's not huge factories. It's group of smaller producers. Excuse me. So I said, well, let me try some of this stuff. I even forgot the name of what I ordered. I'll let you know after I get it. It's coming tomorrow if it's any good. But based on how they trashed the plastic K-cups, and when I've been using those K-cups, I've been putting a filter over the cup. So today I looked up, does a paper filter get rid of microplastics? Because that was their big problem with the K-cups. And it said maybe. If you use unbleached filters, because if you use bleached filters, which are white, they can contain microplastics themselves. And then I said to myself, well, are microplastics really that bad for you? So I started to go down that rabbit hole. And yes, I'm going to try new coffee. I'm going to try it in the percolator with a paper filter. It meets my other criterions. It's an Arabica bean, medium roast. It's fair traded. So then, this just goes to show you how absurd it is these days to try to learn anything, and especially to learn whether it's bullshit or it's the truth. So then, I'm thumbing through the YouTube videos because I had searched under fair traded coffee, and up comes a thumbnail that says, fair traded coffee is a scam. And I go, I give up. And I didn't even watch the video, but this is what happens. How do you, I mean, I think I'm a smart guy, but how do you ever get to the bottom of the truth of anything with all this crap that's out there on both sides of every argument? And that leads me back to the point where I figure that people are just going to believe what they want to believe. By the time I got through all of that crap and reading everything I could about this brand of coffee that I was going to buy, and how about all it's fair traded and organic and no pesticides and no this and no glyphosates and none of the other thing, and it, basically pretty much raised in a little flower pot by Juan Valdez at 9,700 feet in the Andes Mountains. I said, well, that's the coffee for me. And after all that, I said, well, you gotta go with something, because no matter what you end up researching, you're always going to find some propaganda telling you not to, and other propaganda is telling you to. And I don't know if I'm the only one who experiences this, but I do try to take sometimes these deep dives into things, and the deeper you dive, the more confusing it always gets. And anyway, that's about all I accomplished today, was ordering some coffee, because I'm almost out of it. So I'll let you know how it is. I'll let you know how it tastes. If it clicks all the boxes, but the stuff is expensive. It's 4 pounds of it costs about $70. So compared to $5 and $6 a pound coffee, it's expensive. But then again, one of the things that I heard in so many of these things I read and listened to was that it costs to produce just a pound of high-grade coffee in a fair traded environment. It can cost $7, $8 a pound just to produce it. That doesn't count shipping it and markups and customs and everything else. So, like everything else in the world, coffee has gotten expensive too. Not quite as expensive as a pound of ribeye, but expensive nonetheless. in the overall scheme of things, you're not spending that much on coffee every month anyway. So I'm not going to worry about it. But that's what I've been doing. A little story to start out the stream. First 10 minutes. Well, I wake up. I haven't talked to anybody today. I haven't said a word out of my mouth. This is the first time. Spanky. Golf Addict says, I am in the Christmas spirit, Mitch. Got you some coffees. Oh, let me look. Let me look. Someone bought me 3 coffees, and it's me, Spanky. Add some Baileys to your coffees. Thank you, Spanky. Thank you so much. Very nice of you. And that'll help because $75 for 4 pounds of coffee is a lot of money. I ordered it today, so we'll see. We'll see. Tell me if any of you. Let me look at my Amazon order, and let me see if any of you recognize the name of this coffee. Oh, Nescafe was one of the ones they said was garbage. Some of these names that have been around forever used to be good quality coffee, but virtually every one of them has been gobbled up by some big conglomerate. And usually they said in the video, at that point when they gobbled up, their quality went to shit. What's the name of it? Here it is. It is. Oh, God. It's called Life Boost Coffee. LIFEBOOST. Low acid, single origin. That's one of the things you want to look for in coffee. You want to look for some coffee that it says on the package what kind of bean it is and where it's grown and whether it all comes from a single source, one particular farmer, as opposed to these huge brands where you never know what's in the bag. You never know where they mix everything up. So, like every other business, it's mostly about profit. And if you're lucky enough to find something that's really a superior product, you're definitely going to pay a premium for it. There's no doubt about that. The one real truth, you're not going to get the premium product for the cheap price. That never happens. You're lucky if you actually get a premium product for the premium price, because I think in many cases, and maybe most cases, even then you don't. You've just been taken advantage of and fallen for a narrative and almost have no way of knowing if the actual product backs it up. But as far as getting the highest quality stuff for the cheapest price, it never has worked. That doesn't work. They say you get what you pay for. I say you're lucky if you get what you pay for, but you never get what you haven't paid for. And we'll see. We'll see. Life Boost. Life Boost. You can check it out if you want. I'll let you know. They do have a decaffeinated version of it, which uses the Swiss water method. Most of the different bags they sell come in whole beans, because I imagine people who buy that kind of coffee want to grind it. But there were 1 or 2 selections where they actually came ground. It was more expensive when you bought it ground, I guess, because there was additional labor in there. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping it's just fabulous, delicious coffee with all the right oils in it. None of the chemicals and glyphosates and garbage, and actually comes from high altitude Colombian Arabica beans. Maybe Juan Valdez himself. Wouldn't that be something? Have to look on the beans to see if there's a signature on there. Juan Valdez. Remember Juan Valdez from the coffee commercials? It's interesting, though. Anyway, that's how I spent my day. Mary Ann was the first one in. How you doing? And Mike Sealy from Tampa Bay. Spanky was here from Canada. Richard Williams from Tennessee chimed in early. And I don't see anybody in the panel yet. I'm waiting somebody come in and say hi to Mitch. Or else I'm just going to be doing what I normally do and going down the chat and trying to mix in with the conversation. Hope everybody got the word that it's 7 o'clock now. I'm cutting out the 8 o'clock evening. Live streams is too late. I'm about ready to go to bed. Get ready for bed anyway at 8 o'clock. Pathetic, isn't it? Pathetic. So many people out there celebrating Saturday night. About now, they're probably just thinking about getting dressed up and going out. Sandy Blythe says, yay, Saturday Night Live with Professor Mitch. And we have Chris Wayne from Australia. Hi, Chris. How you doing? Running Tap is here in New South Wales. And Bitman, good evening from SA, San Antonio, I would imagine, Texas. Bitman, another superhero. And Jeannie is running Tap 12. Good to know. We'll try to remember that. Edward Renner. Hi, Edward. How are you doing this evening? Bryce Biscuit. Good evening, Mitch and fam, she says. Carnivore Jerry. Hiya, Jerry. How you doing? Spanky's dancing to the music. And Paul Clark. Good evening from Elm City, North Carolina. Hi, Paul. How are you? Good to see you. And Mike from Canada. Hi, Mike. Good evening, everyone from St. Catharines, Canada. Tammy Batarch is here. How you doing? And Jeannie says, Mitch, thoughts on lemon water first thing in the morning? I don't really have any. I drink my electrolytes first thing in the morning. I haven't heard much talk about drinking lemon water. The last time I used lemon for anything was way back when I first started to have a problem with my kidney stones. And it was kind of like an old wives' tale back then. Drink a lot of lemon juice. So I started, in fact, I still have a whole case of those big bottles of that real lemon juice that's got to be 10 years old, sitting in my pantry. I should throw it out. And it's leftover from the kidney stone days. And I drank just gallons of that stuff, and I don't think it did any good. But I haven't heard anything about taking lemon juice first thing in the morning. I'd be interested in what have you heard that it's good for? Other than that, why you'd want to drink citrus juice for any reason, I don't see a need for it. But because and how much lemon juice? How much is it? Just like a few drops of lemon, like you wave a lemon over to something, or is it a serious amount of lemon juice? I hadn't heard that. Sorry. I wish I had something meaningful for you. And Danny's here. Hi, Danny. How are you? How are you, sweetie? Good to see you up there in Boston. I'm in Glen Innes, wherever that is. Okay. And here we have Marla Kelly. Hi, Marla. Good evening, everyone. And somebody come in and chat with me. I did put the chat link in there. It's pinned to the top. Lemon juice in the morning with warm water heals the liver. lemon juice heals liver. Lemon juice's antioxidants, particularly vitamin C. And here's the catch on all these things. May help. May help. Well, it may hurt, may do nothing. When you read anything, any opinion about anything, and you see the word may, might, can, in some cases, very non-committal language, you can't trust it. So let's read on. Vitamin C may help protect the liver from damage. Here it is, by reducing oxidative stress and supporting the production of glutathione, a key detoxifying agent. Some animal studies suggest, does that mean that some don't suggest? Lemon juice can reduce liver inflammation and fat accumulation, potentially helping weak conditions like fatty liver. However, these findings are not conclusive, and more research is needed to confirm these effects in humans. Okay, based on that little piece of information, I can see no compelling reason whatsoever to drink lemon juice in your water in the morning. First of all, they're saying because it's got vitamin C in it, and we in the carnivore community basically are saying you don't need vitamin C. We don't worry about vitamin C. Vitamin C is vegetarians and vegans' way of scaring people into eating more fruits and vegetables and less meat because it contains vitamin C, and everybody knows you need vitamin C. Well, we're not suffering scurvy in the carnivore community. But this explanation, 6 drinks to help cleanse your liver. Protective effects of lemon juice on alcohol-induced liver problems. Foods that help maintain balance for fatty liver disease. Can drinking lemon water clean your liver? Lemon water may support hydration and digestion, but there is no scientific evidence that it detoxifies or cleanses the liver. Okay. That comes from continentalhospitals.com website. Do these drinks for liver detox really work? Bottom line, there isn't much evidence to support squeezing lemon into your water for your liver health. 7 foods that are good for your liver. Lemon water won't detox or engage you, but it may affect something else. So everybody's got an opinion. I guarantee you, most of these people. Here's Eric Berg is telling you to drink this to remove fat from liver, and I guarantee he sells something to do that. Why lemon water? It doesn't detox. Most people think lemon water is going to boost your liver health with lemon. So this is what I found out with the coffee. How do you come away from this with any actionable information that you can be confident in and recommend to other people? There's just in the titles, you got one for it, one against it, one for it, one against it. You know, lemon water is bullshit. Lemon water is the greatest thing that ever lived. You need to drink lemon water. Avoid lemon water at all costs. How can anybody out there today with these search engines and 10 million influencers now telling you what you have to do and what you have to buy, how can you know? It's to the point now where I can't get useful information from somebody recommending any product whatsoever. I have to make up my own mind from scientists. I find myself these days watching Ben Bickman talk about his laboratory experiments, and I'm reading more and more science and watching less and less YouTube. I've, folks, I've about had it with YouTube. Just had it. I've had it with trying to get anything meaningful from YouTube. Anything that the influencers that I follow have had that I found educational and very interesting, I've heard already 10 times, 100 times from them. I can't watch them anymore. I can't watch the new young breed of carnivore influencers. I love them. Even so many of my own followers have great, but I'm not going to learn anything from them. They're busy learning from me. When I watch their channels, I hear what I said and other influencers said, just because that's how we all learn. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't see Ken Berry watching all his followers' channels either. Neither does Kelsey. So it's getting tougher and tougher and tougher. I love being here on YouTube and having you guys show up here and participate in the chat and all that. But it's getting harder and harder for me just to figure out something that I would consider something I'd be proud of myself to put out there, something that you don't hear everywhere else, with some insight that may be meaningful that the other guy missed. But every time I try that, it goes nowhere. It goes nowhere, gets no views. I tried to do it with addiction as a main topic because it's such a big problem. Got no views. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. YouTube doesn't push it out there. I'm so convinced that is the root of the entire diet problem. Listen, the big food companies know that addiction is the key to their sales. That's why they spend a fortune in research and development to make their foods more and more addictive. Tobacco companies, same thing. Everybody was eager to believe that the tobacco companies were jacking up the nicotine content and the addictiveness of their product. Nobody had a hard time believing that and demonizing that and vilifying for that. But the general public celebrates these addictive foods. There's no move afoot to ban the television advertising for these things, to get them out of the stores. And the food companies are laughing as we get sicker and fatter. It's a travesty. And we rail about it and rant about it. Nothing's changing. Believe me, the Twinkie sales at Costco are not decreasing. They keep increasing. Probably had a record Halloween candy sales this year. And nobody thinks there's anything wrong with that. And we keep getting more and more diabetics, more and more heart disease, and sicker and fatter. And I come along and I'm trying to wake everybody up, and nobody cares. That's very disheartening for me. Very, very disheartening for me. Lori says, hi, Lori. Lori says, it gets me angry, Mitch. Yeah, you have to get passionate about it. And listen, passion is an emotion. And, you can be passionate about love, or you can be passionate about anger. But that's what passion is. Passion means it's something that affects you deeply. You can't just be matter of fact about this stuff. A little visit from Rantman. Hi, Rantman. All right. Thank you, Barry Simon. Lexus. Hey, Lex is here. Lexi Jones, how are you? I just got home and I cooked up some eggs really quick for dinner. You know what I had for dinner tonight? I made some salmon. I fried it in a frying pan with baking grease. And it was that frozen, wild-caught sockeye salmon from Sam's Club that comes 2 pounds in a bag, and each little fillet is separately vacuum sealed. And they're very, very good. And I took 7 or 8 shrimp, frozen, the wild-caught frozen shrimp that I get from Sam's Club, and I fried through some of them in the same baking grease in the pan, and I had with no coating on them, just the shrimp, and I had a nice little seafood buffet, seafood dinner with shrimp and the salmon, and it was delicious. And then that followed my usual first meal of about half a pound of bacon and 5 pasture-raised eggs, and that's what I've eaten today, and I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm not hungry. Not hungry at all. Gary, hi, Gary, no slow, member for 15 months. What does it say there? Happy 100th DVD. What does that mean? All right, I'll celebrate that. Paul Clark says, I put my luring away and threw my coffee after watching it. Yeah, just trying to figure out what to do. You know, if we back in the day when we were hunting our own animals and raising our own produce, you didn't have to worry about this stuff. But and Jerry, 11 days on the fast already. Wow, what a trooper. 29. Oh, it hurts. It hurts me just to think about it. Oh, wow. I guess I'm going to be a lonely guy tonight. Nobody. Where are all the regulars tonight? Where's Rick and Peter and Lewis? None of them are here. Maybe they got a life. Maybe they're out working or playing. We have a nice attendance, almost 100 people, so it's not bad for a Saturday night. 100 poor people sitting home with nothing else to do on a Saturday night makes me feel more normal. If I was the only one here, I'd say, well, I really do need to get a life, but maybe not. I imagine maybe people have started the Christmas activities already. It's less than 2 weeks to Christmas. There may be a lot of Christmas parties tonight, a lot of businesses, office parties where people work. Aaron is here. Hi, Aaron. How are you? Good to see you. And who else haven't I said hi to here? Thomas is here. Hi, Thomas. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. And let's see what's going on here. My phone just went ding, ding. Barry Simon's here. Barry bought me 5 coffees. Thank you, Barry. Very sweet of you. Very nice of you. And Barry Simon, I sent you a picture of the coffee that I use. I like it and use stainless steel K-cup. Huh. And then Francine B bought me a coffee. Bonsoir. Mitch, nice to listen to all the different subjects. Carnivore. Thank you, Francine. Pamela Suarez bought me 3 coffees. Says, have a great evening, Mitch. Love your show. Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for that, for those coffees. Very much appreciated. I'm glad you I'm glad you came in to see me tonight. And I'm surprised. This is the best attendance I've had on a Saturday night for a while. So, yeah, yes. And Linda Price just showed up there on the chat, member for 24 months. Sorry, Mitch, working today listening, though. That's fine, Linda. Good to see you. Good to see you, and appreciate your support. And you've been one of the earliest members of the member community. I'm still trying to say hi to people. I'm so far behind in the other chat, about a half an hour. That's normal. If you have any questions or comments, oh, here comes somebody in the chat. Drum roll. I need to get a drum roll. It's Rick.
Hey.
Oh, man, somebody was going to think that nobody cared anymore.
Well, I was outside listening. I was trying to put tools away, and just it takes time, and nobody popped in. I was like, what's going on? Something isn't right.
No, it happens sometimes. It happens. It's okay. I mean, I'm used to, like from the morning coffee shows, I'm used to just going it alone with the chat. But, I do this for as much for you guys as a meeting place as I do it certainly for me. But either way, I don't take it personally. I may make a few teary-eyed, poor me sympathy grabs when nobody comes in to see me, but that's just a shtick. That's just show business, Oh man, how'd your show go today?
That was good. That was about 4 hours, and I tried to get off around noon because Jerry was having a giveaway, and then her live stream went 5.5 hours, and then Thomas also had a live stream in between, and then Dave Mack had a live stream. It's just one live stream after the other, so I kept turning one on, going back, work on my truck and work in the yard, then go back. I try to comment when I can, but it's just been crazy.
Wow. I'm looking at Robbie Gibson. Just put an entry in the chat, said, I just want to say, my D3 was 150. That's too high. That's too high. Let it get toxic. Yeah, that's very odd for somebody to have a vitamin D level that's too high. I actually got some shirt off time in the sun out there today. About a half an hour. I was out in the sun with my shirt off, getting some rays, get some natural vitamin D instead of taking supplements.
That's good.
And it felt good.
I don't want to take my shirt off. They might think that a vegan has escaped the asylum.
Well, I haven't, and I used to have a good tan all the time, but not. I turned white after the stroke. Just not getting out into the sun that much. Oh, let's see here. So, is anybody else having a live stream right now, or am I about it?
That's a good question. I can't keep up. Every time I go on YouTube, I find more and more live streams. I don't know who to watch.
Well, I mean, I don't. Some of that may be my fault and your fault.
My fault?
Because in the carnivore community, 2-3 years ago, most people were not doing live streams. There's very few of them. Yeah, Ken Berry had his Q&As. Anthony Chafee had his Q&As. Very rarely did anybody else have a live stream. They all put out videos. I came along with the studio and the music and all that crap and started to make a show out of it, tried to make them entertaining. And then I made the fatal mistake of saying to people, hey, if you're a new YouTuber and you need to build hours, watch time to get monetized, there's no better way to do it than doing live streams.
Mhm.
Boom. Next thing I know, I can't get a word in edgewise anymore. Somebody's out there on a live streaming. And that's okay. That, the more the merrier. We need the message to get out. But it's becoming, there's a double-edged sword, Rick. It's a double-edged sword. You've got too many messages now. Too many. So what are you going to do? I guess just take it as it comes. It doesn't hurt to complain. It doesn't help to complain about it. Nothing changes.
Oh, there's nothing to complain about. I just don't want to offend anyone if I don't catch their live stream.
Yeah, well, nobody can watch them all. That's for sure. And that's why I value this little community that I've managed to collect. It's not as big as it used to be. But I don't take offense at that. I think I'm an acquired taste anyway.
I know the feeling.
I don't try to make everybody like me, because I try to be myself, love it or leave it, and there's nothing phony. I don't like, you can tell somebody's not being himself or not being honest. And I take that to the wrong extreme sometimes. And there are people who say, I just don't like him anymore. I'm trying to keep my language clean, but this is not for 8-year-old kids. I'm a passionate guy, so you don't get excited and rant like I do, but I just feel strongly about certain things, and I'm going to just talk about them with the appropriate emotion that I'm feeling at the time.
Well, you'd be surprised. I do go into rants occasionally, even in my live streams.
Oh, really? I haven't heard that yet.
Usually when I'm talking about people that come to Miami, central bankers, or some of these flim-flammers that are trying to sell crap on the internet, that's usually when I start doing the rant. Nothing else really bothers me. I don't care about the vegans and the diet people. I laugh at them. But the scammers are usually the ones that I rant about.
Sandy Blythe says, just watched Bella talking about 7 brands of coffee to not drink. I frankly don't give a damn. She says, and that's another thing. Everybody's looking for ideas for videos. So you see somebody else made a coffee that don't drink these brands of coffee and got a bunch of views. When you look at your YouTube studio has whole sections devoted to suggesting popular topics for you. And if a lot of people are talking about coffee that you shouldn't drink, it'll suggest that. So even if these people who have a YouTube channel haven't seen this particular video or one like it, YouTube's going to tell them, hey, you ought to make a video about this. YouTube wants you to make videos about something that people want to watch, because that's when they get their views. So YouTube is interested in views in general and could give a shit about you personally, but they don't mind using you and your time and your energy and your camera equipment and your computer editing skills to help push out things where they can attach ads to. Mm-hmm. In that respect, there are days when I get up in the morning and I feel like a slave to YouTube. There's something I pay. My revenues every month just go down and down and down and down, because I'm not making as many videos, many long form videos. I'm not doing cooking videos. I'm not pushing the Amazon links. I mentioned my buy me a coffee, and but that is nothing you can count on. So, I had to make the decision and doing pretty much what you're doing. A couple extra bucks helps pay for the internet because of having an internet and because of cameras and a few things, but I'm not upset that I don't make a ton of money, even though the potential's there. And you know this, Rick, you got to sell your soul.
Yeah,
got to sell
I
your
agree.
soul.
That's one of the things I tell my viewers. You'll never see me sponsoring products because I'm not willing to sell something that I wouldn't buy myself. I'm not going to sell myself for a few dollars from YouTube or whatever. It's just not going to happen.
Well, no, and I agree, and that's why I did the Amazon links, and the only thing that came about because people asked me for the links to the stuff that I was using in my videos, and like the air fryer that I really liked and everything else, and all the little gadgets and the thermometers and things, and that's what I do. But I don't come on there, and I kind of affiliated myself with just two companies. That's all. That I get. I don't know if you get emails like that yet because you're not monetized, but I get emails every day. You wouldn't believe the crap. We've been following your channel for a long time, and we think you're terrific, and we think that we're selling this product and it fit right in with you, ladies' makeup. And some other crap. And I delete them and block them. I don't just delete them, I block them so they leave me alone. Because if you don't block them, they'll keep hounding you.
Yeah.
We're sending you an email because perhaps you didn't notice our previous 20 emails, and we want to make sure you don't miss this fabulous opportunity that we're willing to throw your way. And I just finally had started blocking them. But I took the WeVac vacuum sealer, which is unbelievable machine. Everybody that's got one of those has written me some kind of thank you note or other. And the vacuum sealer bags are so cheap, and they're great bags, good bags, but commercial quantities and very, very inexpensive. And then I took on this Typher air fryer because without a doubt, their air fryers are unbelievable. But even still, I've turned them down on a few things because they've got one of these combination air fryer oven things. I got no use for that. They wanted to send me one of those too. So I turned it down. It's a $500 gadget, but I don't want it. Yeah. But the ones that I take and the ones I make the videos about, I do it because I use them every day and I believe in them.
That's the way to go. If you use a product and you believe in it, why not sell it? I agree with that 100%.
But there aren't very many products that I need to use every day.
That's the problem.
That's the thing. The Carnivore is so simple.
Yep.
Now, if I was... if the drone thing, if I'd still been in the drone space, if the government hadn't ruined it and outlawing the biggest Chinese manufacturer of drones in the world because they accused them of spying on us, hadn't ruined the drone space in this country, there would have been a hell of a lot more opportunities for sponsorships, for good products, camera equipment, drone equipment, all this other stuff. You're always using, because every 2 months there's something brand new coming out, the newest and latest and greatest. But you don't need a new air fryer every 2 months.
Nope.
If you got one that works, you should never need another one.
That's true.
Yeah, and so there's that much opportunity in this space. The only place that people really can make money taking on sponsorships in this space is something in the consumable.
Yes, I was going to say consumables.
Consumables, whether it be supplements, mostly supplements,
personal care products.
Yeah, but most of the fellas that can actually have been able to make the real money I've had it's a scam.
Yeah.
The supplements like AG1,
Oh, that green crap.
that green powder that costs you $100 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw an expose on that, and they said in this expose video that the influencer himself gets 70% of that $100. So you're somebody like Andrew Huberman,
Mm-hmm.
and Andrew Huberman is very highly regarded as a scientist. Well, he was a major sponsor. Joe Rogan, AG1.
Mm-hmm.
These guys had to have been making millions of dollars a month in commissions just from this shit. So I don't care how ethical somebody is. There comes a price tag on you where you're willing to sell out your soul.
Mm-hmm.
I've never wanted to do that. Never wanted to do that. But how do people know? People don't know. They don't. It takes a long time to get to know somebody. I've gotten so many derogatory comments from people telling me that I'm like Billy Mays for OxyClean. All I do is sell stuff. I can be further from the truth, but
You don't sell anything.
Well, I got to ask for a coffee once in a while, or I never get any. And if I get an opportunity to remind people to use my Amazon links, I'll remind them. But that doesn't make me a mercenary. It makes me like everybody else.
Well, think of all the people that go to church and then they pass a collection plate around. They don't tell them, you can't come in the church unless you give me money. They get them in there and then they pass the plate around. It's up to you to put money in it or not. That's normal. That's the way. That's what people accept.
They've got a whole psychology behind making people feel guilty if they don't, or scaring them. You don't give money to the church, God's not going to answer your prayers.
Oh, that's true. They think it's fire insurance for where they're going.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's right. I never heard it put that way. Fire insurance. Yeah,
that's what I tell them.
It's very clever. That's very clever. I like that. I see Bacon Runner, Donna Races. I see my entire fan club is here. I said, that's good, Donna Ray. You got your whole fan club here too. We're one big community. Yes, we are. Pamela Suarez, thanks again for the coffees. I appreciate that. And if our grandma's here, Peter's here at 7:51. Peter says, I'm here. I must have got home from work. Are you working today, Peter? Probably. Let's see what else is new here. Wow. We got 5 minutes to go. That went quick.
Yep.
That went quick. Well, I won't be back until Monday morning. I am going to continue to coast. You use StreamYard, don't you, Rick?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, StreamYard now has a new feature, and I want your opinion on this. They now have AI that will automatically look at a live stream that you did and extract shorts from it in 1 minute clips.
Okay.
And I never saw that. So I said today, okay, do it. And it was one of my morning coffee live streams, and we get to the point where I can't believe anything I hear. This was one of them, and even I can't believe the stuff I see with my own eyes and ears because it's artificially generated propaganda by some computer. Now, society cannot continue to function and grow and prosper when nothing is honest. And we're getting to a point now where there's nothing is honest. And it's frustrating for me. I try to be happy, but it is scary. The potential downside and damage that can be done to gullible human beings by artificially generated propaganda that keeps getting better and better and better every year. It's just scary. Okay. It picked that out of an hour and something. I got 4 of them like that. Is that, Rick, is that something you think? Oh, my mouse just quit. Oh, God. It only quits. Well, I don't know why it is. It never quits when I'm not in a live stream. Let me bring you back, Rick. I need this. There it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that little short thing?
You mean in
text, just as far as something I could just post, maybe throw them up there if there's any, maybe it'll generate some interest in my channel.
I've seen a lot of the a lot of the carnivore influencers. I know Anthony Chafee does that. I've even seen it on a couple of other channels where I guess it automatically creates that text box
Yeah,
that goes
it does
underneath.
everything. It does it. And here, like,
Carrie's done that too,
Here's another one. I know that if I eat some blueberries, I lose any conscious self-control I have. Period. I'm talking about addiction in this one. My mind is, and I think my mind is pretty strong. Just that my subconscious takes it away from me. Says, blueberries? We need more of those. Well, time to shut off Mitch's conscious mind, because that son of a bitch will stop us. So what we're going to do is we're going to flick this switch here and turn off his prefrontal cortex, and we're going to put him in instinctual jungle mode, and he's just going to react on reflex and instinct, like every other animal on the planet does, that does not have a conscious mind, because after all, Mitch is still the animal primarily controlled by his subconscious mind. And that's what addiction. So I mean, you gotta hand it to the artificial intelligence that out of a full hour plus of live stream, it was able to gather a 1 minute complete thought and make it short out of it. That
right.
I think would be worthwhile watching. So I'm going to explore that, play with it. I'm not a real AI fan, because it's not an artificially generated content.
Yeah,
it's artificially extracted.
It's basically an aggregator. I mean, it's not generating it.
It's more like an editor than it is making. It's not making stuff up.
Right. You're just replacing tedious handwork with something that can be automated. It's just recognizing patterns and putting it together. Why not? Makes sense to me.
So maybe I was wondering. I'm wanting to get some opinions on that. I don't want to be embarrassed by putting them out, but if on every one of my live streams I could get 4 of them and pick the best one and post it. I don't usually do shorts, but yeah, everybody else is doing it, and I guess it's got to help somehow.
It can't hurt.
You don't make much ad. There's no ad money really.
No.
You got to have 1 million views on a short to make anything. But you can set it up so that it directs. For example, there could be a link on it that directs people to the live stream, the replay of that particular live stream if they want to watch the whole thing, kind of like a trailer, for the live stream.
Well, I've noticed that since I posted more shorts, I started getting about 2 subscribers average per day. Not a lot, but it did go up. On my channel, that's a lot.
Well, I might try that. It does, as long as I don't have to sit at it editing for hours and hours upon end. Well, look, after 8 o'clock, it's Saturday night. I'm trying to keep these things to an hour. I think they're you can overdo it. Mitch, with those legs, you should never do shorts. That's Spanky. You know, between DS111 and Spanky, like I said, we got two unemployed comedians of the thousands. Two of them are right here. So, Rick, thanks so much for coming in, buddy. Always good to see you.
Yep.
You take it easy, and
All right.
I want to put on some happy music and let everybody say goodbye to each other. Thanks for coming in, guys. We had great attendance tonight for Saturday night. I so appreciate you, to the people who bought me a little coffee tonight. Thanks again. Thanks so very much. I think I thanked them all. Barry Simon, Pamela Suarez, and Spanky. Who else? Who else bought me? Make sure I didn't forget anybody. Hang on. Barry Simon bought me 5 coffees. Francine B bought me a coffee. Pamela Suarez, 3 coffees. Thank you so much. And Spanky, 3 coffees. And that'll do it. Very much appreciated, my friends. So, y'all have a great Sunday. Get your shopping done. Be a carnivore. It works. Don Shiger off to work. Wow, Saturday night. Tammy Butarch. Hi, Tammy. How you doing? Bride's Biscuits. Say goodbye. Jerry Voitos. Hi, Jerry. How are you? Enjoy the rest of your weekend too, my friend. Rick, see you next week. Probably see you before then, Rick. Spanky says, bye, Mitch. Goodbye to you. Keto Simple. Have a great night. Mike Sealy, Melbourne. Barry Simon says, good night, all. The music ends. And I say the magic words. Take the rest of the day off and eat meat.